Hi everyone, in this video I will show you how to open an existing file, create a new financial statement file, compact the file, and how to go about creating a backup of your files. Before I get started, I'll first get into the templates. As you can see, there are 3 templates here, and inside each of the templates you would find a data file and you'll also find a Word file. As you can see, they are both named identically. This is as it enables the files to be backed up more easily if it is named with the same name. Therefore, I would recommend whenever you set up a new set of financials that both the data file and the Word file should be named the same. Now I will just get into the program and show you how you go about setting up a new set of financial statements. So I'll double click the icon and that starts the program. You just log in, and then this will be your first screen. So if you are continuing with a set of financial statements, you just click on open and navigate to to the templates, and then you just select one of the data files and you can get started on the financial statements. I'm going to exit once again. You have to allow it a couple of seconds for it to shut down the database before attempting to reopen it. So let's reopen the financials. Okay, I'm going to log in. Now I'm going to create a new financial statement. So I would say create new. The first thing you do is you just give it a short name, so that you can identify for who these financial statements are. So I'm just going to call it my company, and I'm going to give it a year. So I'm going to put 2018. It's always good to give it a year because if you're preparing annual financial statements, knowing the year makes it easier, and it helps you to increment the years as you create subsequent financial statements for the same company. So now what you need to do is select a template to base it on. Now I'm going to select one which has the demo data. So I'm going to select that template. Now what the system will do is it will create a folder by that name in the same templates area, and it would create the data file and the Word document. Now the Word document will only be created if the template which you selected also has a Word document with the same name which I just showed you. So I'm going to go ahead and now create it. I say create, and then it says yep, it's created and it was successful, there was no issues. So I say okay. Now I'm going to open the newly created financial statements. So I go open and go back to the template area, and here you can see the new statement file being created. Okay, so as you can see in this screen, it will only show you the data file, but if I were to navigate to let me just open this one first, and then I can just go straight from here to the FS data folder. And so that's the folder which it just showed you, and as you can see, it has the data file and it has the Word document. Both have been named identically and placed in this file. So if you do create these consistently, then future statements will be more easy as the system would create this for you. Right, now that's one other thing I would like to mention is that with this folder that is created, so all information that you try and import or export will go through this folder, thereby keeping all the relevant information in one folder. When you back up the the financial statements, the company, the data file and the Word document will both be backed up. Now I will demonstrate how you go about backing this up. The reason for this to have a specific backup function is that this software runs on your machine. Your machine may not be regularly backed up, so therefore it is important for you to keep a copy of these data file and the Word file on a server drive, so that it is, for one, held on a different machine, and a server file is more likely to be backed up by your data administrator. So that's the reason why. Now I'll just show you how you would go about doing that. I'm going to close this down once again. Again, it tells you it needs a few seconds for it to close properly before you can reopen it. So we'll just wait a second or two, and now I will reopen it now. Right, now I'm going to log in once again, and here is the backup function. So when you get into the backup function, what you can see is that a main backup folder has been selected. So you would select a drive and a folder which is on your server, which gets regularly backed up, so thereby the files are kept safe, just if anything were to happen to your machine. So how you'd go about backing up a file is you will open your data file, and then here you can see the company file where it's going to be saved. A copy will be saved. Now I'm saving it on a D drive, which is on the same machine, but you would most likely select a server drive to save these files. So then what you do is you would say backup file, and then it'll quickly run through the process and say that the files will back up. So you can also go to your main backup location by reopening, and here you can see that it has been backed up, and it also gives it a date stamp as to when that backup was created. So that is a quick way and a consistent way for you to back up your files, and this can be set on all the users and pointed to the one server location, so that all the files are held in that location. So that is one of the features in this software. Now one of the other features is the compact feature. Now what this feature does is when you use a particular data file over and over again, what could happen is that the file size could increase. This normally tends to happen is if you have a large number of inputs and a large number of deletions on that file. What the file tends to reserve some space where that data was held. So in order to clear it out and to get it back to its most compact size, is you would run this on the data file. So you select the data file and then you would say compact. What it does in that instance is it will first create a copy where the data file is held, and then it will compact it, so that therefore you have less chance of corrupting the original file. Okay, it has created a backup already for you. So I'm not going to create, or maybe I'll just compact this for you so you can see what the impact is. And I've done that. So if I get into the location, and as you can see a backup, and again it's date stamped in this location, and the file has been compacted. If I look at the file size, so it's anyway 24 and it was 554. So as you can see, it has reduced the size a little bit, not too much. I mean, these files can go up to 30 meg, 40 meg. It doesn't cause a huge issue, but it's nice to keep the data files as small as possible and as clean as possible, as it tends to function more better when processing the data. So that's all I wanted to cover in this video. Is a quick overview of your initial screen and how you go about setting up a set of financial statements for you to commence your work. I will be looking at covering the other controls in future videos. One thing I must note is that once you open a data file, the option to backup no longer exists. This is because data file can't be backed up if it is open, so that's why the function is available prior to the file being open. So that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this quick video, and I'll see you back on some of my future videos. Thank you for listening. Bye.